was like, do it. She told me to get to that white places will get more white and black. We still got plenty of gold. We just went through the white really fast. Why don't you get one of those? That one I have to.
Mic check. Mic check, mic check. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us live. Sorry, we had a referee had a couple questions before we get started here, but this is Nicholas Trumbull joining you live here on TLU Plus and YouTube for another out-of-conference matchup here in Seguin. Sul-Ross State Lobos traveling in today from Alpine to take on your Texas Lutheran women's basketball team. TLU right now currently 8-3 overall. They just came off of a loss to University Incarnate Word, a D1 team, but that did count against their record this year, so that gave them their third loss on the season. And then on the other side, Sul-Ross coming in 4-8. Sul-Ross kind of in the middle of the pack this year. I was taking a look at some of their stats compared to other teams in the ASC. A lot of it, pretty close. They're number 4 rebounding, 6 in scoring. But looking at player by player, they've got 2 players in the top 10 in scoring in the ASC conference. Marley Rokas is actually averaging 14.7 and 5.5 rebounds for the Lobos. Number 32, she's a junior out of Universal City, and she's number 4 in the conference. And then right behind her is Morgan Perales, at number 7. She's averaging 13.8 in the conference, plus 6.9 rebounds, nearly 7, close to a double-double like we saw yesterday. So Marley Rokas, Morgan Perales, 2 women to watch out for today on the Lobos side. And then on the other side, TLU, they've got a couple on the floor and on the bench. We'll start off with Lauren Sansano for TLU, the starting point guard. Last year was on the All-SCAC freshman team. Lauren Sansano, a big-time point guard next to Kayla Presley, who's out there on the floor as well, number 11. And then next to them is Kaylee Mulkey, last year's leading scorer. And Mulkey actually leading in scoring now this year. She didn't in the beginning. She was, starting off a little slow shooting. She was doing everything else, though. Mulkey right now averaging 11.8 points a game and also averaging the most minutes at 26.9. And then St. Laurent going to take the tip. Sarai Jones also on the floor. Guard forward who does not miss mid-range shots, I'll tell you that. This is Rokas up top with it now. She'll hand it off. They're going to look inside straight to Rokas right away. That one stolen away by Sansano. Again, Sol Ross 4-8 so far on the season. They've had some close games. Sol Ross, the university, actually moving up to D2, I believe, next year or the year after. So they've had a couple D2 teams on their schedule. Played them really tight, actually. They also faced off against some other D3 opponents, some being in the SCAC. It's University of St. Thomas. They also played Shriner University, two teams that TLU will see. We saw Shriner already, beat them pretty good. I think it was a 30-point victory for TLU. And the Lobos also beat St. Thomas. They beat St. Thomas and Shriner, 62-54, 77-55. So it'll be a big game here for today for TLU, a good test before heading into their Christmas break. Nice defense by Mulkey on the inbound. This is Victoria Gallo with it on the near side. Sophomore out of El Paso. Sol Ross and TLU faced off last year in November. Shot by Rokas is off the mark. They faced off last year in November, about just a little over a year ago, and that resulted in a TLU victory, 60-52. Nice move from St. Laurent. Gets her on rebound. I'm going to call a foul. St. Laurent, a little bit more size than Rokas there underneath. Able to grab those boards, grab her own board at that. She'll head to the line to shoot. And hopefully put some points on the board here in Seguin. Oh, they say it's on the floor? They do, never mind. Excuse me, they'll have an inbound underneath now. Sansano Jones open for a little bit there. A little too late on the pass. She still ends up with it. She'll kick it out to Presley. Skip pass now to Mulkey. They're looking inside again to St. Laurent. She's doubled. Kicked out Jones from mid-range. Again, Jones very, very efficient from that mid-range spot. She doesn't miss too many of them, as you see there. Rokas now against St. Laurent going up. That one off the mark. Nice rebound by Sansano. Still on the floor. She's getting doubled. Good job by the sophomore, able to get out of the pressure. One thing she is extremely good at, and that's one thing this TLU team is really good at, is handling pressure. They see a lot of it, and they've seen a lot of it so far this year. Jones again from the mid-range spot is good. 2 for 2 just like that for Sarai Jones. And TLU with the 4-0 lead. They're going to show some press now. Diaz gets the skip. Nice pass out to Rokas. She's off the mark. That's a nice little pass, though, from Diaz. Now Presley's going to go all the way. Draws a foul on the shot. Kaylee Diaz going to be called for it. So Kayla Presley at the line for TLU. So far, Presley 80% from the line. The second best percentage on this Bulldog roster. She's able to knock down the first. TLU now with a 5-0 lead. Jones gets the offensive board going up. Gets blocked. Presley gets hers. Now TLU looking to set something up with the lead. They're looking inside to St. Laurent. Nothing there. Good skip pass from Mulkey. Rokas against St. Laurent. They've got 10 on the shot clock. St. Laurent hits the floor. She's on the ground. We're going to get a timeout. Oh. They didn't call a timeout. Coach Patterson says Emily Buncher going to sub in for the Lobos for Rokas. So what is the call? Rokas is going to come back in for Escalante. So I think they're going to check that later. Is that what he said? Mulkey taking a quick 3 out of the inbound. That one off the mark. Not too sure what they decided on that, but TLU got the basketball back. Okay. I'm hearing that they called jump ball on the play since they were fighting for it. Nice pass inside. Buncher looking to go up. It's tipped by the Bulldogs, so Lobo's going to keep it. I don't think they know they have the ball. These 3 guards right here. Now they do. But again, yeah, last time these teams matched up was last year in November. TLU won by 8 points. It was a really great game. Outside shot off the mark from Diaz. Rebounded by Bonilla. So the Lobos going to keep it. They need to score. They haven't scored the first 4 minutes of this game. Rokas, like a travel, now going to be called. That shot off the mark as well. Last time they matched up, he was in here in Seguin too, in Memorial Gymnasium. They're actually filming a documentary. Mulkey, easy lay. Can't finish though. It's a must-make basket there for TLU, but saving grace for the Lobos. They're still scoreless here 4 minutes in. But they're actually filming a documentary on head coach E.J. Lee Smith for the Sul Ross Lobos. Good job by Kaylee Diaz, able to head to the line. Hopefully get the first points for Sul Ross today. But Coach Smith, a 2-time All-American at the University of Louisiana Monroe. She also was a Southland Conference Player of the Year 4 times and named Southland Conference Player of the Decade. Diaz off the mark on the first, but she's a Hall of Famer at ULM. She's been a part of the exclusive club since 1998. And till this day, she holds many school records in free throws made, free throws attempted, assists, highest assist average, most steals, and most games started. So we've got a Hall of Famer and a legend in the building here in Seguin. Head coach for the Sul Ross Lobos, Coach E.J. Lee Smith. Mulkey going to have it on the far wing. TLU up ahead by 5. Tanise Merrick is checked in underneath for the Bulldogs. Lobos again still scoreless. Kaylee Lacey has as well. She's up top for TLU. 8 on the shot clock. Sansano going to take a mid-range shot. That one rattles out. Merrick gets a board. Lacey to Sansano in the corner. That one's good. TLU with a hot start. 8-0 here just 5 minutes in. That ball inside to Rokas. She'll go up. And Merrick going to be called for the foul. I got word that we'll be seeing a lot more of Tanise Merrick. Again, Merrick, a two-sport athlete here at TLU, is also a part of the TLU volleyball team. Last year was a SCAC volleyball champion. TLU brought home the Hard Warrior just this past year. Rokas again, this is a free throw. Sul Ross again still scoreless. We talked about that yesterday too. A lot of teams come in here to Seguin and can't shoot the ball very well. But then we talked about how one of the teams TLU faced against Pacific Lutheran, their first loss on the year, shot the ball extremely well. Sansano's trap. You don't see that too often. She gets the ball stolen away. Agayo driving in, can't quite finish, but Bunger gets the board and puts it in for Sol Ross. All of a sudden, they look like they're finally found the basket. Might have jinxed them just a bit, but no, a lot of teams coming here can't shoot well from deep. We've only seen it probably twice, once on the men and women's side, Pacific Lutheran team, and then the UT Dallas men who were here about a month ago. Bunger kicked out. Great ball movement by Sol Ross. Rokas, yeah, there's a little push off on her offhand. So TLU going to get it back. That's 2 fouls now on Marley Rokas. She's got to be careful. We got our first media timeout of the day, though, so we'll be back in just a moment. An 8-3 lead for TLU. We'll be back on TLU Plus and YouTube. And we're back here in Seguin. TLU with a 5-point lead here early in the first quarter. So Ross struggling to find the basket right now. 1 for 9 from the field, 0 for 2 from deep. And also at the line, they're just 1 for 4. Rokas able to knock down one on the last possession. We'll see what they can do here. Down 5. It's TLU basketball. After that last possession, little offhand arm bar from Rokas. Looks like Audrey Hornaday, Daviana Jones have checked in for TLU. Jones will have it here. She's doubled. Great defense by the Lobos on that possession. Love the collapse on the inside. Something like that may work against the Bulldogs. You know, how heavy they play and move it through the inside between Merrick, St. Laurent, Jones sometimes. We know Brianna Wilson is out due to an injury. They're starting 5, but just got word she will be back next year better than ever. Lauren Sansano to Jones. Mid-range jumper is good. TLU keeps the hot hand. Now 40% from the field. 7-point lead for the Bulldogs. Trap comes. Nice pass. That was Padilla. Inside. Nice little give and go between Padilla and Bunger. As Padilla puts a bucket in. Sol Ross now back down 5. They're in their zone. Great movement by the Lobos on the defensive side. Lacey pull-up J is good. TLU just shooting the ball extremely well right now, making some nice plays. But Lobos on the other side playing some great defense right now. They are moving a lot, I'll tell you that. You get tired playing a defense like that, but seems like Coach Smith has a lot of substitutions over here as that ball skyrockets out of bounds. Looks like she's played 8 players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. TLU, Callie Perez, a freshman, going to check in for Lacey, run the point for the Bulldogs. Alexis Murado also checking in for TLU. Hornaday for 3. That one going to barely rattle out. I thought that was going to get that 2K bounce. Maybe not. Murado back to Hornaday, 2 for $1. That one off the mark as well. Perez gets the board and puts it in. But Audrey Hornaday, a transfer for TLU. She is a sophomore, redshirt sophomore. She's a junior, I believe, in the books, but a sophomore on the court. Got a jump ball on the floor. It'll remain Lobos basketball. Coda Beltran checking in for the Lobos, a freshman out of Artesia, New Mexico. The only player on their team not from Texas, seems like. Inbound goes to Escalante up top. She's looking inside. That one's stolen away from Jones. And now TLU with a chance to jump ahead by double digits. Jones here on the near side looking inside. Nothing there. Murata will have it up top. Now Hornaday. Perez over to Hornaday looking inside. Demir, great pass. We've got an offensive foul, I think. We do. Is it on Merrick? Yeah, it is. They say she gets a little arm bar on the pass, inbound. So Merrick, 2 fouls now for TLU. Coach E.J. Lee Smith going to call a timeout with 1:13 remaining here in the first quarter. I'm sure she's going to try to reduce this lead at least by 2 possessions. That'll be big possessions here for the Lobos as we head into the second. We'll be back in just a moment, though, here on TLU Plus on YouTube. (14-5) lead. 1:10 remaining here in the first quarter here in Seguin. Lobos struggling to find the basket right now. It'll be a foul on the defense though right here. It's on Callie Perez. The freshman Perez out of San Antonio, man, she's played some great basketball so far in her first year at TLU. Has some great on-ball defense. Can score it too. Ariana Rollins is in the game for the Bulldogs early. Transfer from Concordia. Nice shot from Victoria Gallo. Sophomore out of El Paso. She gets the floater to go. That's 7 now for the Lobos. (20-second difference between the game clock and shot clock. Morado takes it a 3 up top. That one off the mark. And it's off the Lobos. Great hustle by Caitlin Corley and Ariana Rollins on that rebound. Corley in front of it, so we're going to say it's off of her hands. And down it to Jones. Jones driving in. Gets it stolen away. No shot clock now. Lobos, I'm sure, going to look to take the last shot of the quarter. They kick it over to Corley. Corley looking inside. Great movement and great hands from Bunger. That ball was batted all around inside, and Bunger's still able to come out on top of it and put it in. Now a 5-point lead down for the Bulldogs. 5 on the game clock. They got to put one up. Morato's got to shoot. They're going to call a foul with just 2 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Who they giving it to with 2 seconds left. 2 seconds on the clock. Hornaday's going to take it. They call a foul on the inbound. We got a foul on the floor, so Hornaday is heading to the line with just .65 left in the first quarter. They say the foul was on a Gallo. Hornaday able to knock down the first. Not what you want as a coach on the other side. Lobos foul with just 2 seconds left as they started to trim down this lead. And not only is it free throws, but it's 3 instead of 2, so And Hornaday, being a great free throw shooter, able to knock down all three, and the lead back to 8 now, 17-9 heading into the second quarter. 17-9, TLU leads the Lobos here at the end of the first. We'll be back in just a moment on TLU Plus and YouTube. Ten minutes down, 30 to go here to start the second. TLU with an 8-point lead, 17-9. Callie Perez at the point position. TLU going to go with the same lineup they had to end the first. Nice footwork by Daviana Jones there inside. Gets a little euro and just hops over the Sol Ross defenders like a high jumper, it looked like. Is that a high jumper or long jumper? I think it's long jumper where they do the little tiptoes. She was up there. Bonilla looking inside. Roca's going up. Turnaround jumper off the mark. Great defense inside by Rollins. Now Morado looking inside to Rollins. She'll pump fake, nothing there. Kick it out to Perez. TLU now ahead by 10. Looking to make it 12. By Jones, drive. Another one is good. For Daviana Jones. Man, she looks good right now driving in. Corley with it. Skip pass over to Bonilla up top, guarded by Perez. Now Gallo against Morado. Kicked out to Rokas. He'll drive in against Rollins. Nice drive by Rokas. Lobos needed that bucket. Down by 10. They got to get some stops, though. TLU right now, 42% from the field. Not amazing, but they're shooting the ball whenever they want. They've got 19 attempts. Hornaday for three is good. Audrey Hornaday gets her first three ball on the day. And she ended that first quarter with the free throws. That foul going to be on Rollins. I think she looked like she tripped up. Rokas on the drive. Yeah, it'll be on Rollins. Let's look at foul trouble so far this afternoon. Marley Rokas with 2. Gemma Padilla and Victoria Gallo with 1 for the Lobos. The TLU side, Denise Merrick with 2. Hornaday and Mulkey with 1 each. Kaylee Lacey checking in for Morado. Or actually for Hornaday. Got the $200 mops out. Diaz going to have it on the inbound. Nice pass inside, guarded by Lacey. Kick back out to Diaz. And now Bonilla takes a three. That one way off, rebounded by Perez. 13-point lead for TLU. Lobos need a stop. They want to keep this thing close. They need one here. Great defense by the Lobos, exactly what they needed. And now they're off to the races. This is a Gallo with it, but it's stolen back away from Perez, and she'll have A wide open layup for the freshman. Perez has some speed. She put on the boosters on that fast break. It even looked like she was running that hard. Nice pass aside to Rokas. She'll be fouled by Jones. Another foul on the floor. Or here on the court, but it's on the shot. Rokas heading to the line for the second time today. She's 1 for 2. The Lobos 1 for 4. Amy St. Laurent, Juliana Tapia checking in for TLU. Rokas able to knock down the first. Lead down to 14 here in Seguin. Able to knock down the second as well. So 13. Jones over to Tapia. A lot of contact there. Kicked out to Lacey. Now Tapia going to take a shot. That was good. Tapia able to knock it down from deep, and TLU just on fire right now from the field. As they jump ahead by 16 now against the Lobos. Nice drive inside, good defense. And a charge taken by Jones. Great job by Daviana Jones to take the charge on the inside. It'll be TLU basketball now. 7 minutes to go here in the first half. Perez going to hand it off to Jones. Now over to Lacey. Tapia looking inside to St. Laurent. Nothing there. TLU moving the ball extremely well right now. Five on the shot clock. They got to put something up. Perez out to Tapia for another three. That looks off. And it is. That one going to go out of bounds. Looks like St. Laurent might have got the last tip. Emily Bunger going to check back in for Sol Ross alongside Sadayi Jones for TLU. Oh, that was good defense. Bunger going to head to the line. Sorry, I don't mean, I don't like to do the biases, but I'll do it for the Lobos, for Sol Ross, if it's a bad call. But nice shot from Bunger, able to knock down the first. Just lead down to 15 now. Able to knock down the second as well. Sol Ross needs to get a stop here. Down by 14, 29-15. Great pressure from Sol Ross. Great job by the freshman Perez. Able to break it. Jones going to take a shot. She's fouled from behind. No call there. Rebounded by Lacey. Kicked out to Tapia for three again. Tapia knocks down another triple for the sophomore Tapia. Rokas trying to answer. Nice pull-up. That was smooth as Rokas drains the pull-up jumper. 15-point lead still, 32-17. That's a tough shot by Rokas. That went off the mark from Lacey. Rebounded by Agallo. They'll run it up the floor quick. Bonilla with it now, looking inside to Bunger. She'll give it to her. TLU playing some tight defense. Rokas takes another J. This one off the mark, off the front of the rim. Now Tapia are going to run it. Looking inside to St. Laurent. Nothing there. They'll give it to Jones now. Both teams playing some great on-ball defense right now. I will tell you that. They both have some good defense. That's a sign of good coaching. When you can be disciplined to not allow any, wide open passes, especially being able to rotate well. You've seen on ball and rotates being performed extremely well this afternoon. We got a timeout, TLU. 4:43 remaining here in the second quarter. 15-point lead for the Bulldogs. We'll see what they do after the timeout. Can Sul Ross come back, or is TLU going to continue to extend the lead? We'll be back in just a moment. TLU Plus on YouTube. So right now, the Lobos are 0 for 5 from deep, 6 for 20 from the field. That's 30%. They can find a way to put some more baskets in and slow down the TLU offense just a little bit. That'll be in this game. Perez taking a three. That one off the mark. Rebounded by Bunger again. Bunger playing some good minutes on both sides of the floor. Right now she's got 6 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists, which is a nice little stat line here this early in the game. They'll give it inside. Rokas going up. That's great defense from Madison Malone, the freshman, who has just checked in for TLU. We've been getting some nice turnouts here at Memorial Gymnasium during Christmas break. Normally, you don't see a lot of faces. Obviously, not a lot of students. We got to travel on the floor. Obviously, not a lot of students because, everyone heading back home for the break, but quite a good little turnout as far as families and fans and supporters. So Ross, a couple of fans out here as well. Saw New Braunfels Cibolo on the roster, so could be the families of those women. Foul going to be on Malone. Juliet Martinez going to check in for the first time today. Played some good minutes in their last game. Played a lot in that UIW game. Nice drive inside by Corley. She draws the foul. It's on Martinez as well on the drive. So Corley going to head to the line. Junior out of Kahoma, Texas. You might, yeah, what's going on? Oh, they're going to come check out where their clock was when on that shot, I believe. So we'll be back in just a moment. Corley able to knock down the first. They were actually coming to the table to ask where the clock was at on the shot. They just asked the statisticians. Ben Cologne over here. Nice outside shot is good for Kaylee Diaz. And now Sol Ross all of a sudden back within 11. The smallest deficit of the quarter. We'll give it inside to Malone. We got a lot of hands underneath on Bunger. Is that 2 on Bunger now? No, that's only 1. Okay. TLU gonna take it out underneath. This is Martinez. Give it into Malone. Shot clock down to 18 now. Tapia over inside to Malone. She's triple team. Kicked out Jones for a mid-range shot. That one off the mark. Her first miss from that spot just today. But you don't see a lot of misses from Jones. Mid-range on the other side. Off the back of the rim from Diaz. So Ross, big bucket there. They could have put this deficit down to single digits. We got 2:50 remaining here in the second quarter. Malone going to kick it out to Perez. Now to Tapia. Going to work the other side of the floor. Send Jones through. Give it inside to Malone. That one poked away by Rokas. Great defense. Tapia looking to get it back. Now Perez is on the floor. We got a jump ball. So whose ball is it? I think we're going to look at that as well. We looking? No? Maybe not. 11-point lead. We got 4 starters checking in for TLU. So all 5 starters going to be in the game for the Bulldogs. So Ross will slowly starting to trim this lead down. It's at 11 right now. They get a bucket here. Again, they can make a single digits. Rokas making a nice drive and a kick out. Nice shot from Diaz. Just a 2, a little inside the arc. But it's now down to 9 points. 32-23. Sansano going to run the point. Rokas with the steal on Sansano. She has a wide open layup and count it. 7 points now. This lead is down to. Sol Ross all of a sudden into the second quarter have found a groove. They're playing some great defense. Sansano looks a little slower right now. You don't see her too much playing, picking up her dribble or anything. She usually can dribble right through all of these traps. Mulkey putting one up quick. That's a tough shot by the junior. The first team All-SCAC last year for Mulkey. Leading scorer for the Bulldogs this year and last year. Mulkey can do a lot for this Bulldog team on both sides of the ball. But count it from Bunger. Now Sol Ross going to answer. Back to 7. 34-27, just a minute left here in the second quarter. Sansano making a move, nothing there. Kicked out to Presley. Great on-ball defense by Diaz. Presley making a better move and puts it in. That one just as tough as Daviana Jones take not too long ago. We got a kick ball on Presley. So still remain Lobos basketball. Tamaya Jackson-Allen checking in for the first time today. A local freshman out of Cibolo. That's about, 20 minutes away here from Seguin. Diaz gets it, kicked over to Buncher. They'll kick it right inside to Jackson. Kicked out up top. Bonilla way off the mark, rebounded by Sansano. We've got just 45 seconds left here in the second quarter, about a 20-second difference between the game clock and shot clock. Presley over to Mulkey for 3. That is good from Kaylee Mulkey. Count it. 39-27, 1 second difference between the game clock and shot clock. Lead back to 12 for TLU. Lobos looking for a bucket here. Bunger, nice bounce pass over. Travel Yeah, we got to travel. That's a good move if she didn't pick up her feet. Try to get a little pump fake, but came off of her feet instead of staying on those tippy toes. 15 seconds, no shot clock for the Bulldogs. Down to 9. Santano going to have it up top, give it over to Presley. 5 on the clock. Presley, I think, going to have the last one. Drive inside, draw a foul with just 2.95 on the game clock. That foul was on Corley. So Presley at the line to shoot. Second time today, she's 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Again, number 2 in free throw percentage on this Bulldog lineup at 80. Not able to make the second either. St. Laurent gets offensive board, but it's going to stay here as another tip goes up. We'll head into halftime here in Seguin, 39-27. A 12-point lead for the Bulldogs. The Sol Ross slowly starting to chip away some of that lead that TLU created there in the second quarter. But we'll see you guys in just a moment. Again, the men will play following this match against the McMurray Warhawks here on TLU Plus and YouTube. We'll be back in just a few moments. Just 2:10 remaining here at halftime before we begin the second half. It's 39-27. TLU started off pretty hot. Sol Ross in that second quarter found their rhythm. TLU outscored Sol Ross 17-9 in that first quarter, but then in the second it was a different story. TLU with 22 points, Sol Ross with 18, so just a 4-point differential there in the second quarter. And by the looks of it, Sol Ross is – both teams scored more in that second quarter, but Sol Ross doubled their score. TLU with just 5 more. We'll see if Sol Ross can put a stop to TLU's offense, and if Sol Ross can keep their offense going and keep those numbers improving as much as they did from the first to second. Sol Ross currently 1 for 7 from deep. That's kind of what's kept them down a little bit. If they can get a couple more from outside, they might be in this thing. They're also 10 for 27 from the field. TLU on the other side, 5 for 13 from the field, or from three-point range, which is not bad, 38.5%. They're 15 for 33 from everywhere else, 4 for 7 from the line. Leading scorers after that first half, Emily Bunger with 8 points. She's also got 3 assists and 3 rebounds to go with it, alongside Marley Rokas, the leading scorer for the Lobos. She's got 9 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist. On the other side, TLU, Juliana Tapia, Audrey Hornaday, and Daviana Jones all leading and scoring with 6 each. Tapia actually knocked down her first triple of the season today, and she's actually got a career high in threes with 2. She's never hit more than 1 in a game. So Tapia going to lead TLU in scoring and set some career marks here this afternoon in Seguin. It's the 22nd of December, so with as close as we are, you can expect this is the last game of the this is the last game before heading into Christmas break, and it's here at home. We've got the men afterwards. Same situation for them. They'll take on the McMurray Warhawks at 3:30. Sol Ross 4-8 right now on the season. TLU 8-3 after last week's loss to University and Incarnate Word. And yes, that game did count on TLU's record. Normally they don't, but you have to have a certain amount of games scheduled for your for those games not to count. For TLU, that's not the case, so that loss is going to count toward their record. They have 3 losses now. They did knock off that D2 St. Mary's, or St. Edwards, not too long ago, so they do have a win against a higher division opponent, but weren't able to pull it off against Incarnate Word. We'll start here in the second half. Looks like the same lineup for both teams. Jones going to start it off quick, as she did there in the first quarter. She had 2 back-to-back mid-range jumpers, as we were just talking about her. And there she goes again to start off the third quarter. Rokas kicked out. We'll look inside Escalante now. Back out to Gallo, driving in. Turn around. That one blocked. Great defense. Baroka gets the board going up on St. Laurent. A foul is called. That one tough. Tough call there by the ref. Again, you guys can go, but you're on YouTube, so you can rewind. Hit the back arrow if you're on the TV. Hit the back arrow too, and put it in slow motion. Got a slow motion option on YouTube as well. Rokas able to knock down both of the free throws, so that'll bring Sol Ross within 12, 41-29. Again, TLU only outscored Sol Ross by 4 points there in that second quarter. It was 18-22. In the first, 18-9. So Sol Ross definitely on the up, but they got to put a stop to this TLU offense. Sansano going to get another quick bucket for the Bulldogs. 43-29 now, 14-point lead. Escalante looking inside. That one going to roll out of bounds off of the Bulldogs. So Bonilla going to have it underneath. So look inside. Rokas mid-range shot is off the mark. Rebounded by Kaylee Mulkey. Again, Rokas, number 4 in scoring in the ASC Conference. And right behind her, Morgan Perales at number 7 in scoring in the conference. Sanae Jones takes another mid-range J, and that's good. We got a block on Jones on the other end. Well, that's a nice take by Escalante. Escalante able to finish second half of the N1. Santano driving baseline off the mark on the shot. Rokas gets the board. So I don't have the roster with the names crossed off, but Morgan Perales, who is number 7 in scoring in the conference for the ASC, she's just a freshman, but unfortunately is not playing this afternoon. I see her sitting on the bench right now. So that could be that's a big, game changer. You second in scoring on your team, not in the game. Also a starter for the Lobos. She also 6 feet tall. That would make a huge difference there underneath against St. Laurent. Mulkey out to Sansano. 13-point lead for TLU. Kicked out, Mulkey shot off the back of the rim, rebounded by Jones. They'll say that's a foul from behind on Rokas. Padilla gonna check in for Rokas. Sansano gonna have it underneath. Give it into Presley. Sansano with it here on the near sideline. Give it into Mulkey. Hand it back to Sansano. She looks to drive left, going up and putting it in. Counted for Lauren Sansano. Sansano now with 7 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. Sanae only almost has a double-double. She's got 8 points now, so she'll lead TLU in scoring. Also has 6 rebounds to go with it. Sansano able to knock down the free throw. As TLU extends its lead. That was nearly a stolen away by Mulkey. It looks like she hesitated on the steal. That one almost as well. That's a foul on Presley. Comes out a little too hard on Escalante. So Ross inbound to Diaz. Great pass inside, deflected, it's still underneath. They'll kick it out, Diaz for a shot off the front of the rim. Nice rebound by Mulkey. Nice pass inside from Jones to Presley. Another bucket for the Bulldogs. We're going to get a timeout by Coach Smith and the Lobos. The lead extended to 18 here in the third quarter. TLU continues their hot streak from beyond the arc. We'll be back in just a moment. 6:11 remaining in the third quarter on TLU Plus and YouTube. Escalante going to inbound it to Diaz. Give it back up top to Bonilla. They'll take a double screen. Coach Smith has to put a stop to this TLU offense. They're scoring the ball better now. They should, could be making a couple more shots, but they're scoring better than they were before. They just got to stop TLU from scoring. They're scoring at will, making a lot of wide open shots and getting a lot of wide open shots and making them. Diaz on the races. Nice pass over. Can't handle it. Is Padilla, but nice look. Nice pass from Diaz. Coley going to check in for the Lobos. And then Daviana Jones in for Sarai Jones. TLU skips the basketball very well. And, naturally, women are smaller and not as fast as the men, so it's harder to close out sometimes and move across the floor as fast. With men being, a little taller, they have to skip the ball and they have to move it. Sometimes, they don't see it a lot, but they spread the floor a little easier. But TLU does a great job of moving the ball across the floor and getting these defenses off balance. You see them doing it today. They'll give it into Bunger, kicked out to Diaz. Now Corley with it. Look inside, good pass. Great defense by Merrick. They say it's off of TLU. So Saul Ross gets it back. Diaz going to have it underneath. Nice pass inside from Bunger. Now Diaz wide open for three. That went off the back of the rim. She'll get her own rebound. Corley over to Gallo. Diaz again up top, 12 on the shot clock, nothing there. Corley this time for three is good. Kaylin Corley Able to knock it down. So TLU with 12 points here in the third quarter. Sol Ross with 8. After the 3 from Corley. Escalante going to check in for Bunger. We got our immediate timeout of the quarter. 4:24 remaining. 16-point lead. We'll be back in just a moment here on TLU Plus and YouTube. Martinez at the line for the Bulldogs. Head by 16. Able to knock down the first. And the second as well. This is Diaz. Presses back from TLU. Nice pass from Corley. She'll give it over. Escalante now. Gallo with it, backing down Jones. Turnaround, nothing there. Kick back out, 10 on the shot clock. They got to get one up soon. Nice turnaround jumper off the mark from Diaz. Rebounded by Presley. That one's going out of bounds. And they say it's off of the Lobos, so fortunately for TLU, they'll get it back. With an 18-point lead. Sol Ross in his zone. Martinez making a nice little cross. That was a nice play there. Kick it out to Presley. Man, I hope Presley, it looked like she hit her knee pretty hard. I hope she's okay. They'll call a foul though on, I think it's on Padilla. So now TLU is in a bonus. Presley able to knock down the second. Gallo stolen away by Martinez. Nice defense. 19-point lead for TLU. Sol Ross needs a bucket and some stops. We've got 3:20 left here in the third quarter. They need to make something happen. Diaz moving the ball well for the Lobos. Just can't buy a bucket right now. No fouls called anywhere. Diaz on the floor. Diaz, like she hurt her back on the hit. We'll be back in just a moment. Trainer's going to come out and make sure she's okay. She seems to be walking it off just fine now. Yeah, she seems to be okay. 19-point lead for TLU, just 13 minutes left to play here in Seguin. Hornaday in the game, Denise Merrick, Daviana Jones. Same lineup for the Lobos. They'll come out with the press similar to TLU's. Martinez over to Sansano. Nice skip pass to Jones. That's what I was talking about earlier, how well they move and skip this basketball. I think Hornaday was out of bounds here on the near side. So Lobos ball down 19. They need a bucket badly. Lunger gonna attack, kicked out. We got a foul on Martinez. A little bit too much hand check, I guess, on the drive. Wasn't able to see it from here. Bonilla on the inbound. In the Bunger. Bunger making a nice move, kick back out. Bonilla takes a nice set shot, but it's an air ball. We got another foul on the floor. This time, I think it's on Hornaday. It sure is. Off-ball foul this time. Yeah, they're going to say it's 5, so now Sol Ross in a bonus. Need every shot they can get. Nice shot. Escalante able to knock it down. Martinez gets the inbound, 54-37. That ball stolen away. Nice steal for Agallo. Goes up and is blocked. We got 2 calls on the floor.
That's your second accidental whistle.
2 different calls. I think somebody caught a foul and somebody caught it out of bounds. They've been talking to the lady referee a lot today. I think she may be a little newer. Not too sure. She looks young, so maybe she is. But it looks like he was trying to teach her on that call. It's like, okay. Yeah, that's a foul, definitely by Corley. So now Centeno gonna go to the line. That's Corley's third. As Centeno heads to the line. We talked about Presley being number 2 in free throws percentage. Centeno's number 1, so great person to have at the line if you're TLU. Able to knock down the second as well. TLU back ahead by 18. Madison Malone, Callie Perez going to check in for Sansano and Merrick. So 2 transfers, 2 freshmen, and a sophomore into the game for the Bulldogs. With an 18-point lead, 2:15 left here in the third quarter. Nice drive going up, draws a foul as Agallo. Thought she was going to finish it. Tried to go back to that right hand on the left side drive. The underhand right hand is at that. Not able to put it in, but she does draw a nice foul, head to the line. Agallo tonight, 2 points, 3 rebounds, 1 for 5 from the field. Able to knock it down, the first one. Second one is good as well. Pressure is back for the Lobos, and it results in a TLU turnover. Lead down to 16. Gallo up top. Bonilla. Now Diaz with it. He'll give it to the corner. Bunger making a move against Malone. Great footwork from Bunger. Can't get it to go again. So Ross cannot buy a basket right now. Making some good moves. It's a sign of a good coach as well, or a good trainer, whoever taught them those moves. Could be their parents, but just can't finish the bucket. 10 on the shot clock. Malone this time inside, gets doubled. Great help defense by Gallo. They'll give it back to Malone. Nice move by Madison Malone, the freshman. Now Diaz. Over to Gallo. Yeah, so Ross right now, 12 for 41 from the field. They've only made 12 buckets today. TLU has doubled that at 21, nearly doubled it, as that ball goes out of bounds on the Lobos. They're going to continue to pull away because TLU is just scoring. They're 50% from the field, 21 for 42, 5 for 15 from deep. Make a lot of buckets. Into Malone. Malone triple teamed. That'll be a jump ball at the high post. I think it's still, whose ball is it? Oh no, it's still Ross. 52 seconds left here in the third quarter. Just a 22-second difference between the game clock and shot clock, so we've got about probably 2 more possessions. We'll see what Coach Smith and the Lobos do here before heading into the last quarter. They'll kick it out. Gallo, great defense by the Bulldogs. 10 on the shot clock. Jackson Allen inside making a move going up, and John another foul. Tamaya, a freshman out of Cibolo. Again, that's right up the road here from TLU. Okota Beltran also checked in for the Lobos. Didn't even see that. Another freshman. Kaylee Lacey going to check in for TLU. 0.26 second difference now between game clock and shot clock. Jackson going to put her first point on the board today. And another one at that. Great free throws there from the freshman. Perez and Tapia breaking it. Now to Jones. Good pass to Lacey. Literally 0.2 seconds between the game clock and shot clock. They could get the last chance shot, but Jones so confident that she's going to take it and make it. 10 left now here in the third quarter. And a double dribble is called on Escalante. So TLU is getting the basketball back with 6 seconds remaining in the third quarter and a 19-point lead. This game all in TLU's hands right now, unless Sol Ross comes out of this thing just on fire on both sides of the floor. 2 seconds, Hornaday for 3. That one's good at the buzzer. As Audrey Hornaday gets a buzzer beater. 63-41, a 22-point lead for TLU heading into the fourth quarter. We'll be back in just a moment here on TLU Plus and YouTube. 13-point lead for TLU. Or 23, I'm sorry. As we start the fourth quarter. Same lineups on both sides. Looks like Rokas is checked back in, though, for the Lobos. Jones fouled on the shot. So she'll head to the line. Jones playing some good minutes tonight. She's got 8 and 6. She's made some nice drives. For the offensive side, Ariana Rowland's going to check in quickly for TLU. Jones able to knock down the other one as well. 25-point lead. That one nearly stolen away. Good job by Diaz, able to break the pressure. Looking inside now to Bunger against Lacey. Bunger turning around. I think she's going to be fouled. She is tripped up a little bit by Kaylee Lacey. Oh, I think it said 34, so it was on Rollins. Rokas against Rollins. Shot is rims in. Rokas throws up the little finger like, count it. They're down 23 now with 9:20 remaining. Perez handed off to Lacey. Now Tapia with it to Jones. Jones making a move. That one tipped away and poked away, stolen away by Agaya. Once again, Diaz. Mid-range jumper, good for Cheyenne Bonilla. And now Sol Ross back to 21. They get a couple stops and a couple buckets. They get this thing down to 10. It can be anybody's game. Get it down to 10 by like the 4-minute mark, it can be anybody's game. It's not over yet. Nearly a turnover, it is. And now it's Agaya with it. Over to Diaz. Diaz kicked over another mid-range shot. This one way off. But Buncher gets a nice board. And another great pass inside to Bonilla. We got a timeout by Coach Patterson and the Bulldogs because Sol Ross is just off to an impeccable start here in the fourth quarter. This game is not over yet, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back in just a moment in TLU Plus and YouTube. Down 19 points. This lead is. Still plenty of time left to go. It's not over yet for the Lobos. See if TLU can get something going. This Lobo defense has been playing extremely well here in the second half. TLU has made a lot of shots, but off to a slow start here in the fourth. At the end of the shot clock, Tapia not able to get the layup to go, so Sol Ross with a chance to answer here. This is Diaz with it against Perez. Looking inside to Bunger, not there. Now Bonilla's looking in. Rokas gonna give it to her. Bunger against Jones. Now kicked out, nice drive and finish by Agile. That's great basketball by Sol Ross. They move the ball really well I'm sure they get some of that from the Hall of Fame point guard coach, Coach Smith. But they're moving the ball well. TLU obviously has been all game. They look a little different, you know, here in the fourth quarter. Different lineup as well. Lacey mid-range shot off the mark, rebounded by Perez, kicked out to Jones. Lacey gonna take a three, her first one of the day, count it. Kaylee Lacey gets her first one. Big time shooter for TLU. We got a foul. TLU needed that shot. Lacey finds, you know, the basket when they need it. TLU needs it most sometimes, and that was the time they needed it. Kind of slow down this Sol Ross team. They've been on fire. Nice inbound play. Blocked by behind by Sotelo, and they say it's off of a Gallo as well, but man, what a block by Sotelo. She just checked into the game against Sotelo, only like 5'3" out there. Able to pull that block off. Shortest player on the TLU roster. It's a tough block. 20-point lead for TLU. Let's give it to Lacey. See how this team, this defense is rotating. See if they can get anybody off balance. We got 5 on the shot clock. Got to speed it up. Sotelo getting it inside. They'll call a foul on Gallo. A hold. Gallo going to sub out as well for Corley. So TLU underneath Sansano and Hornaday. Hornaday had some space, no shot. Bundry able to close out. Now Sansano against Bonilla is good. My goodness, Sansano is a tough player. She can knock it down. Nice pass to Diaz, and even better pass to Rokas. Takes a shot, that's good. Marley Rokas, again, number 4 in scoring in the ASC Conference, a junior out of Universal City. She's right around the corner too. Universal City, if I'm not mistaken, is about 30 minutes from TLU. Rollins kicked out Hornaday, now Sotelo making a pump fake, kicked out to Lacey for 3. Oh my goodness, Kaylee Lacey is back. The 5th-year senior finds another 3, this time from deep, and boy does she have a quick release. That slows down Sol Ross even more. Every time they score, she's got to hit a 3, seems like. Pull up Jay off the mark from Bonilla. Lead is at 23 right now. Sotelo kicked out Hornaday. 5 minutes remaining here in the game. Lacey, another shot off the front of the rim. Diaz gonna run with it, go all the way, kicked over. Bunger, mid-ranger off the mark. Diaz went all the way, made a great pass over to Bunger. Not able to capitalize, but oh, Ross, not a bad team. TLU making a lot of buckets, and we all know TLU has had a great season. They have an even better team. Bright season ahead for TLU women. Tough foul. Good job by Kaylee Diaz to draw the foul and get to the line. She's playing a heck of a ball game today. It's not showing on the stat sheet, but if you watched today, you've noticed it opened up a lot for this Sol Ross offense, played some great on-ball defense, and not giving up. And she'll bring Sol Ross back within 21. Chance to make it 20 here. That ball, a jump ball. Sol Ross. Sierra Zapata checking in first time today, a 5'3" senior out of Prairie Lee, Texas. Transferred from Coastal Bend College. What are we going to have? Oh, they're trying to figure out who the foul was on, maybe? So Lobos have it inside into Bonilla. She'll go up or Escalante, I'm sorry, and draw another foul. So Escalante heading to the line now. Escalante actually perfect on the day with 5 points. She's 1 for 1 from the field, 3 for 3 from the line. See if she can remain perfect. Off the mark on the first. Able to knock down the second. Denise Merritt going to check in for Kaylee Lacey. .20 lead for the Bulldogs. That'll definitely wrap it up. Need a couple miracles to come back. It's not impossible. 4 minutes is plenty of time, but just the way this quarter has been going. That one stolen away. Diaz with it. She'll run it up the floor for the Lobos and kick it out. We got a charge drawn by Sotelo. .20 lead. Just 3:45 to go. TLU. A chance to move up to 9-3. That'll put Lobos at 4-9. Working inside to St. Laurent. Good footwork. Wow, the sophomore. St. Laurent has improved so much from last year to this year. He just looks like an extremely different player. And you see her in the starting lineup now with Brianna Wilson's absence. She's definitely earned it. She can definitely play as well. Sotelo now on the fast break. Lead up to 22. Sotelo looking inside to St. Laurent. Great defense. Inside by Roca. She's denying it and tips it out. Yeah, that's some good defense. Sotelo going to take it out underneath for TLU. Kaylee Warner has checked in for TLU. She turned around and takes a shot as soon as he checks in and makes it. The freshman. First time today. Freshman out of Cibolo. I wonder if she knows Tamaya Jackson, the freshman out of Cibolo. Went to Steele, but same city, both freshmen, both playing college basketball. Sotelo up top. Guarded by Beltran. Looking inside St. Laurent. That's a tough pass to make. And she's not able to make it. So Ross back with it, trailing by 24. TLU men, Big Murray men will play following this game. Again, 3:30 is the tip-off time. So if you're a fan of basketball, a fan of TLU athletics, please stick with us. After the women finish 24 points, 1:40 on the clock. I'll tell you, TLU is on track to, they have a good chance of winning the conference championship this year. Nice shot from Hornaday. Just look, they can shoot the ball, they can play defense, they're athletic. He's got a lot of things going for him right now. So TJ Lee Smith going to call a timeout for the Lobos. So we'll be back. TLU with 81 now. Lobos 54. Minute 15 on the clock. (81-54) minute left here in Seguin. Oh, foul called on St. Laurent on the drive, drawn by Beltran, a freshman out of New Mexico. So Beltran at the line to put her first points on the board for today. Able to knock down the first, so she'll do just that. Cameron Medina also in the game for the Lobos, a senior. She was one of the starters in that game against TLU last year. Not too sure why we haven't seen much of her today, but she just checked in for the first time. Again, she started in that matchup against TLU last year. TJ Lee Smith, she is only in her second year at Sul Ross. She actually took the reins just this last August. Not this August, but last year. So she's about a year and 4 months in. Coach Patterson only in his third season here at TLU. Man, time is flying. This Coach Patterson, feel like he just took the job from Coach Mel Dixon. Again, Coach Patterson was on the coaching staff in 2019 championship. Nice turnaround shot from Zapata. But he was on the coaching staff when TLU won the 2019 conference championship. Again, men and women won that year for TLU, and it was here at home, hosted by TLU. 28 seconds left in the game. Beltran kicking it out. Escalante back up top to Medina. About 0.5 second difference between the game clock and shot clock, so this might be the last bucket of the game right here. Medina air ball. Save, nice save by Padilla. Escalante off the mark. Shot clock violation with just a second left on the game clock. That will wrap it up here in Seguin. Another victory for the women. 81-58. TLU will improve to 9-3. That'll wrap it up as well before Christmas for the women. And now the men will take the court as we get ready for another matchup here in Seguin. But thank you guys for joining us here live on TLU Plus and YouTube. If you're joining us for the next one, we'll see you in just a minute. If not, thank you again for joining us live. Your final score again, 81-58. TLU with another victory here at home against Sul Ross State Lobos.